podcast.
I'm gonna cut all that. I'm gonna
That's
cut all.
fine. I'm say we are very.
Oh,
Dude,
okay. You know, let's just go ahead and jump into it.
you gotta try your best not to.
No, because you're looking at me like that.
Yeah. Well,
All right,
you told me I got to look forward more.
all right, all
So
right. What's really Jesus Christ? What's really good, posters? Welcome to another episode of Love, War, Challenges. I am MTV Malik. He is Tyler Louder. In today's episode, Leah runs back, the rookie sacrifice one of their own, and Tay takes center stage as she throws it in a circle. Did you see that scene?
no.
It was the best. It was the best. I'm going to cut that in all throughout the episode just so we have it, because now I feel like it's a good time where everybody could have something in common. Watch a Tay throw it in a circle brings everyone together. So, up first, Leah wins his second daily in a row, and he's the face of the rookie revolution. And right now, he's kind of feeling himself, and he feels like Thanos. Do you think Leo, who is 15 out of 25 on the points board, is on a hot streak, or does he have the power of the Mad Titan with all 6 Infinity Stones?
Well, so I mean, here's the thing. He's coming off of back-to-back wins. When you start building a little bit of momentum, it's hard not to feel power hungry and feel like you're in control, because in your head, if I've won 2 in a row, I could just win every daily from here on out. Like, and if you do, you're safe. I mean, we've seen teams in the past or people in the past that have just dominated and they're safe the whole way. I mean, look at the vets on the ruins, and let's look at like Jody on Duel 1. You never have to worry about elimination because you're always at the top. So it makes sense why he's there. However, being able to know what next move is happening and be able to make the right moves is the best way to have power, because otherwise it's just putting a target on yourself.
100%. I don't think that Leo is actually realizing, like, hey, since you've been leading this rookie revolution, how many vets have left?
I think we're at 3 vets and 4 rookies that are gone.
Since Leo finally got everybody together, none. The last 2 has been rookies. And right now, you're 15 out of 25 on the points board. You are on a hot streak, and you do have power, and you have been swinging it. But your people have still been getting dropped off the board.
Yeah.
He doesn't have enough influence over the trajectory of the game. That is still sitting firmly with Olivia. And I would even give more of that power over to the vet ladies who are still holding it down. You're on a hot streak, but he doesn't control enough of the game to really to be feeling like Thanos. So it's going to be a fleeting feeling. And as this season progresses, competition's only going to get harder.
So, it really needs to be, if you're going to say rookies protect rookies, there has to be a vet in elimination every single time. Otherwise, if you're willing to sacrifice somebody on the bottom and they go home, like Izzy, then now somebody else is on the bottom and you might be willing to sacrifice them to save yourself. We saw this. It was, I always wanted to talk about this in like a short video and everything, but like Wes on Fresh Meat 2 had the best like first 5 episodes of like almost anybody. Strategically, him and Evelyn were great. But then they start feeding some of their own to try and get advantages in the game and to make the good graces and to kind of stay in the game longer. And eventually it weeds them down where there's nothing left to give but themselves.
And mind you, I bet if he could go back and redo it, he would, because doing that left him with a reputation of being kind of untrustworthy in the snake. And even though I thought it was slightly undeservingly, I can see how people came to that conclusion, and that fueled some of the rivalries that he had for years.
Yeah,
I mean, something tells me him and Kenny still don't talk. Him and Banana.
Here's my thing. I bet Kenny still thinks like it's like 2010. Like he still has that mentality of like, like where Bananas and Wes are like friends now. I bet that isn't even open. Like Kenny and Evan, I bet their minds are like, what, how could that happen? I doesn't. Yeah. So who knows?
So, all right. Moving on to today's daily. Today's daily is called Drive Me Crazy. It's a Mario Kart style track with increasingly difficult puzzles and really too many rules for me to even really keep up. Leo and a pre-Dick Nany get the W. Tay and Jeremy get the loss. How did you feel about today's daily, and what were your favorite parts, and what did you feel like didn't work?
So we'll start here. The daily was good. I thought it was entertaining. The reason why is because obviously you have to be adequate driver. It's a fun thing. But if you mess up on the puzzle and the time limit, you got to go again before you can do your puzzle again. So it's not just like drive once, take however long you want. Oh, time limit, you're good. Like you had to continue going. And I like that it was a little. I bet that daily took 2 hours to complete. I bet it took a long time.
I thought it looked like it took all day.
Yeah, it probably took way longer than we think. And I thought the whole thing was great. The best moments are obviously at CT. Like this is why like where Turbo's like, this is professional, this is a competitive thing. And yes, you are competing for money. Don't show up CT. No, CT show up every season. I want CT there just for CT pro tips. But if I get CT confessional and CT like performance, I want that. And the fact that him and Anissa get paired up and it's like, oh, here we go, what's gonna happen? But no, they end up getting second place. Like
they did super well.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I remember I took the kids out go-karting and the same exact thing happened to me with CT. You realize, because I'm over 300 pounds. So
Yeah.
I get in the go-kart and I'm just like, why is everybody just flying by me? Because it can't go as fast. For me, anytime that Ashley loses her shit is always a good day for me. I like how they're a bit more, I don't know, maybe they're a bit more controlled. Like it's more of a fit than like somebody might get hurt here. So that was thoroughly enjoyable. Just the way Ashley was talking, man. I thought it was just hilarious in every sense of the word. So Jeremy and Tay gets the L, and I'm kind of worried about Jeremy here. He started off so strong. He kind of fizzled. Doesn't do much in the house. Doesn't do much of confessional work. Haven't really seen him at the top of the competitions, even though I would say solo-wise, he does look good. What do you think is going on with him?
He's Horacio without a love story, is what he is right now. Like, he's this fit athlete. He could probably beat anybody 1v1. Here's the dilemma. You're the partner, and you've only as strong as your partner. And today in this daily, I think we have to say that it was Tay. Tay is the reason why they didn't advance. Because he even talks about, he goes, I don't even know what happened, but I just put this puzzle together in like 5 seconds.
I did that.
Like
yeah.
It all just came together. So like he did his stuff fast. This is what I love about these puzzle things, because normally it'd be like, oh, I'm the puzzle person, I'll just do it all. And the other person doesn't have to do it. This is why I like when we have teams or partners or pairs, everybody has to complete something, because you win as a team, you have to lose as a team as well. So that's kind of how it came down.
I do like the team aspect of it. Sometimes I do not like the team switching. Something we're definitely going to talk on later. But the Janes, pretty much Sydney, America, and D. They've been clocking how Izzy's been going. It's well known that she's now working with Olivia. They completely turn on Izzy, who to me is just, oh my gosh, she is so bad. But anyway, they click up with Aviv, Nany, and Ashley to influence the nominations. Izzy is being branded as a rat. We all see this coming. Do you think the rookie on rookie sniping, is that going to strengthen the rookie revolution, or is it going to weaken Olivia's standing?
It'll weaken Olivia's standing more. Then it will help the rookies. Because the rookies made a big mistake where they're not just going up to her and saying, Izzy, are you working with Olivia? Or are you working with us? Because if you're not with us, then obviously you're not with the new threats. And if you're not with the new threats, then you're going to be voted on as if you're a vet.
But I think that's already been done.
I know, but that might make Izzy go. But she might just step back and be like, no, I'm with you guys. And sure, you might not believe her, but at least have that conversation, because you're telling her that you're together. She's believing. But this is the problem, though. Famous line from Johnny Bananas on X's 2 to Zach. If you're friends with everybody, in alliance with everybody, you're in alliance with nobody. And simple as that.
100%. It's funny, I asked this question, I didn't really even think of an answer. I would say this weekend's Olivia's more. She was worth more to Olivia than she is to the rookies.
Yeah.
I don't think the rookies, they lose a number, but they didn't really have that number. And Olivia loses her direct in with the rookies. So yeah, I agree with you. I think Olivia's standing is going to take an L with this one. Now moving on to something I know you are dying to talk about. I'm
going to tell you right now, as soon as we got done with that daily, all the way until we voted, I was fast forwarding.
So you didn't see any part of it?
No, I know what happens. I know about the hookup. I know about the club night dancing and everything, and then another whatever.
Yes,
But
yes.
I just
So I mean, really, only the Janes linking up with Nany and that was really the only thing at a club night, and of course, Tay thrown in the circle, which is just magnificent. You go, girl. But Nany, who just had a breakup with challenge champ Casey, and Will, who just had a crash out moment because his pre-arrival smash partner wanted a banana in her tailpipe. They decided to have a late night on camera hookup. They're crossing rookie and vet lines. Do
wasn't even
you?
on camera. It was, who's in my bed? What do you mean who's in your bed? It's me. Like, it was like verbal. Like, they weren't
Nah, it
even
was on
like
camera.
trying. They weren't even trying to hide it.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, Nany has been doing this for enough times. Do you approve of this little freak fest? Do you think it's, how do you think it's going to play out? Do you think everybody's going to ignore it? Do you think this helps Nany some? Do you think this helps Will some? Or would they just, got to do what adults got to do?
men are easily manipulated, and this is politicking at its finest. And any person that's not willing to say your name is a benefit for you. So for Nany, this is a strategic move, not just in the sense of somebody that won't vote for me, somebody that is going to be on my side now because this, but somebody that I can feel comfortable with. Then now that I feel comfortable in the house, and maybe we can just goof around and be friends and everything and do whatever. You can feel a little more at home versus stressed about the real life and everything. That having that person, we've heard it from people time and time again on the challenge, having that companion there with you just elevates you. I mean, we saw it where Theo was like, if Olivia, if you go home, I'm going to crash out in this whole house, because not having your comfort there takes you out of your element, makes you not want to play anymore. So having that comfort can really elevate the game. And you know what? Maybe Nany's game just steps up a little bit. So
I agree with you 100%. I think they both benefit because, I mean, don't get me wrong, every hookup doesn't really mean a partnership, but it looks like one person is going to be less likely to say your name. Two, the physical benefits. You're probably going to be a lot more relaxed and chill, at least for the next couple of days, if done correctly. But
well,
one
it's
of my
going to come to a line because, I mean, he's the hangnail. So, I mean, like,
yeah,
he's a
yeah.
potential chance to get voted in already. So
But you know what? She could not vote for him or burn a vote, and everybody's going to be understanding. And speaking of understanding, that's one of the things I did love the most, and I love the challenge community because as the challenge has evolved, the audience has evolved too, and of course, we brought in new people.
we've
Um,
all grown up in front of them as well while they're growing up in front of us. So
yes. So one of the things that I love is that this isn't 2014 when Free Agents came out. Nany had a hookup, and don't get me wrong, Nany has had plenty of hookups in the chat. Hold on a second. Hey G, bye.
dude,
Dude, I can't believe I missed. So, just breaking in real quick. Want to give a big shout out, happy belated birthday to my little sister, Gigi Medina. She is under Farm Couture on Instagram. Make sure you guys go wish her a happy birthday. Oh, I am shit for that. I feel terrible. Um,
2025, man, you could put everybody's birthdays in your calendar and they will show up every year.
Here's what the fucked up thing is. I saw it. It is on my calendar, and I saw it, and I was just busy at the time. I was like, I'll give her a call when I get home,
Yeah.
and never did.
I mean, that's better. Like earlier this week was my sister's birthday and I wished her happy birthday. And I still haven't received a text. It's been 3 days. Like,
I know. The bad thing is, I'm 40 now, so I don't care about birthdays.
yeah.
But anyway, we have evolved along with the challengers. So I was glad that this happened, and we didn't see a lot of the here goes Nany being a whore kind of talk, which would be completely inappropriate. She's single. Her
Yeah.
last partner is currently dating somebody else at the time that this is happening, and I'm glad most people just realized that, and most people are happy for her. Hey, girl, go get some dick. And the way that you should have watched it, because they did a little like montage of her talk about like they're like, yo, so how was it? She was like, girl, that shit was good. And they had like, rainbows and flying through space. It was really, really funny. And it was kind of over the top, but in a real lighthearted, funny way. And I'm glad most of the challenge audience knew not to go ahead and treat her like trash because she's being sexually free at a time that she's single. Do your thing, girl. No one cares. Good for you. And good for Will. I know Will's walking in the house like, yo, Yeah, I handle my shit.
I
So
mean,
good
they
for
made
them.
it seem like she's been on nicotine patches for the past 4 years and finally got a cigarette out of nowhere and is like, yeah, I used to like this.
I didn't even think of that. Oh
Yes.
man, that does make sense. All right, let's go ahead and move on to nominations.
It gets spicy here where going into nominations, obviously we know about this whole like, well, we don't really trust Izzy and blah, 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 but we just send in a vet because rookies. And all the vets are kind of like, what's going on with Anissa? What's going on here? Like, should we even trust Olivia? And so there's so many angles here.
And so many game plans.
And then all of a sudden the votes start happening and it's like, wait, I don't know if everybody really talked to each other
That's what
and
it
got
seemed
it
like.
on.
You know what it is? I think the rookies did a great job at muddling up the vote. A couple of different names. Nobody knew what to do. Olivia, you're supposed to be leading the other side of this. You got to whip those votes and get in and get them into shape. It didn't seem like they really had. It looked like there was a lot of people who didn't have a solid game plan, and the one team that had a more solid one was able to get it done, and that was going to be the rookies.
This, though, because of some of the votes that happen here, it's like, well, obviously I'm not going to vote for myself and you voted for me. So we're voting for you. This is why I just watched Cutthroat. I don't even know recently. And it's such a fun season because it's anonymous voting. You don't know until TJ is like, well, you got 6 votes of the 8 here. And it's like, wait, what
Yeah.
the hell? You said I was good. And I kind of wish we still had that because then we don't get that. Well, I'm only voting for you because you voted for me. Well, then who really goes in if you stick to your guns, And it's kind of cool that the people that get the most points have to vote first because they can kind of dictate where the votes are kind of going.
Is that how it's going? Are they lined up in?
Yeah. So the only people that don't vote
Ooh,
are first
that's actually
place
a
and
good
last
idea.
place. And then like CT and Anissa voted first because they got second. So they get to vote first. So by doing better in the daily, you get to have your vote early. So by the time we get to the people that didn't even place top 8, it already might be decided, which
And
is kind
getting
of
your
cool.
vote in early is good because you can influence people who don't really have a place to stand at the time. Because once enough of somebody's name is going out, it's easier to jump on that train. How you going to single me out? 11 people voted for you.
Yeah. But it also forces people that like you can't burn votes if you do well in the daily. But the people that do bad in the daily, you could do a burn vote where we say, hey, can I burn on you, Anissa? And it's like, no, but sure. Like
That is a very interesting dynamic. Did you hear what Theo said about why D didn't go in?
no, tell me a little about that.
Basically, he said that Turbo was throwing a hissy fit about not wanting to be the hangnail, and apparently was going super hard. And they were just like, fine, it's not even worth pissing this guy off anymore. So apparently, Turbo really threw a fit so he wouldn't get voted in.
And they just
D
gave it to
was
him.
and they just caved in.
It's so crazy because it's like, first of all, if you throw in a big fit like that, well then, but I will say though, if you are trying to get rookies going, I would always vote if there's a rookie team, that's who I'm sending in because they're the hangnail. If there's a rookie vet, I'm not going to vote in where the vet could be the hangnail. I'm going to put the rookie that could be a hangnail, type thing. So it's a interesting kind of poll there. So, but yeah, I mean, fun fact too. Well, before we get to these fun votes and nominations, did you know right now there are only 2 players that in all 7 dailies have placed top 8 and gotten points on every single daily?
Say that one more time.
There's only 2 people that have received points for every daily. Like they finished top 8 or better every single daily. Only 2.
I know one of them has to be Michaela.
It is. Yep. She has placed top 5 in all but 1, where she got 7th.
Michaela is quietly crushing it. She's not doing the best, but she's nowhere near the bottom. And she hasn't pissed off a whole lot of people, at least not till after the season was already done, at least mostly. And for the second one,
you're not going to get it. You won't get it because it's a guy. It's a new threat.
No, it can't be Derek.
It's a new threat.
Cedric.
Close. Cedric has 1 non-top 8 finish. It's Will, surprisingly. It was kind of quiet. Now, I was thinking about this too, as well. Whenever you get these new cast threats, I always wish that fans would relax on it and be like, okay, no, it's fine. We have a lot of rookies, but half of them aren't even going to make season 2. Like they're not going to make a second appearance. And when I was looking at it, I was like, you know what? Will and Jake are the exact same guy. One of them will never return. Like one just won't return.
They are so interchangeable, and the only way I can tell the difference is one of them had that crash out moment that was the focal point of an episode.
And that's Will. It's just Will. So Will is performing better in dailies. He's already at a hookup and he's at a crash out episode.
Yeah, so
That's the
Jake
guy
is going to
getting
be gone.
cast. Sorry, Jake. Like that's how
We're
I
never
look
going to
at
see
that.
Jake again. Not that he's a
Yeah.
bad guy or he's bad at competing or anything. He's probably a great guy, and he seems really well liked in the house. But we will
Yeah.
never see him again, ever.
Watch him win the season, and then it's just like that prediction's wrong. But I just thought it was interesting because I was looking at that and I was like, fans should be looking at this as opportunity as like new favorites to find. But yeah, let's get to these nominations where the votes happened.
Well, before we get into nominations, Izzy was definitely voted in. And it was so funny because she looked so freaking stressed when it was happening. Like she was like wiping her head and stuff.
yeah,
I thought the rookies did a really good job. They muddled the vote, and it didn't seem like she's seen it coming at all. So she was caught really, really off guard. I think she was thinking everybody's going to go with because whatever Tay wanted, you know. In club night, you heard him say like nobody gives a shit what Tay wants. Like we're going to do what we have to do. Before we jump into the elimination, I want to ask about Leroy. Leroy's sitting by the window, like, the old man at the river. He reflects on his challenge career in past seasons, and he is deemed that because of the format and how advanced these rookies are, seasons 41, Vets and New Threats, is the hardest challenge season ever. Real quick, agree or disagree?
So I'm gonna have to disagree on the fact that it's just so random. Now I would say a season like Free Agents is probably one of the most difficult because you didn't know who you're with at what time, and you didn't even know if you're in elimination until the last second for one of the people. But I get it because you're always with the new partner, so the voting dynamic's always different. You only get one vote in that new partnership, and you're trying to balance all these relationships. So
It
I
might be
could
the
see it
hardest season he ever did.
from a
But
gameplay, from
yeah,
gameplay.
from gameplay. So I can see how he might feel that way. Definitely disagree. The island exists. Everybody was an asshole and hungry. So
And I would say
there's that.
difficulty like challenges and final wise, War of the Worlds 1 and
Yeah.
2 are way more difficult in dailies and in a final aspect as well. Granted, we don't know what this final looks like, but funny thing, we see Ashley and she's like, "Oh, Olivia's going to be dangerous in the final." And she's like, "Cuz Lord knows I ain't running up no hill, like no
You know,
mountain."
I actually really like that part. I like the fact that they can recognize it wasn't like, oh, she's still kind of a newcomer. They're like, this girl is dangerous and don't fuck around with her. And I kind of like that because, you know, past sometimes the girlies on the vet side can be pretty dismissive of the
Yeah.
new people who comes in. Cause, the first time she came in, she went all the way to a final, played a really good second season, and now she's really kind of, the queen bee, the one in charge. All right, now we can move on to elimination.
Yeah, and we get a pretty good elimination where after Izzy gets the vote, she's against Tay. We get pick it up again. And at first I was like, what is going on? But we have endurance, we have skill, we have timing, we have stacking, we got these risks of running in sand. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too. I will always, I always say like when it comes to these things, keep it simple. This was
Yeah.
a bit more complex, but it was basically throw the ball in the hoop, build up your bricks, and run back and get it. So it wasn't super complicated. I also
Yeah.
really like eliminations that, if this was a male versus female, it can probably be kind of around the same too.
Yeah.
So I really like those. But what's not to like about this one? It was long, it was thorough. And Tay, she already has 1-0 elimination record this season,
hmm
and she just shined really, really hard. I heard the people yelling, "Hey, Izzy, you gotta fix your podium, gotta fix your
Yeah.
podium, gotta fix your podium." And she never does, and it falls twice. This is the difference between the winners and the losers, and people who has it and the people who don't. I think Izzy fought with a lot of heart. I would love to see her again. To me, she is definitely one of the baddest girls to come along the challenge. We love to see it, but you got to be able to come here and you got to compete. I think she was so much in her own head, took her own self out.
Here's what I will say is that what I like about these eliminations is that there's no right way to do them. That's what makes an elimination good. When it's eliminations, like if you don't do it this way and they do, it's already over. Well, that's why I like where it's like, okay, you can adapt. Do you go for the short one? Do you go for the long one? Can you even make the long one? How many bricks do you grab at a time? Do you need to get back for the ball? And the whole aspect of it, I really enjoyed. I could have done without everybody like cheering and telling them when to go back. That's one thing I'm always like 50-50 on because it is such a staple in the challenge of like they are there to watch. But I do like when you kind of just let people compete. I will say this though, when Tay was talking, she goes, "I've already been here. I've already sent home a friend. Like, so I'm good." You can see like when new threats start to get this, they're like, "Oh, elimination's not that scary because I've already sent somebody home. Give me another." Like that confidence, I think, was there for her versus Izzy, where when Izzy makes a mistake, there's a little bit of panic. And how do I keep back up? And Tay's like, I've lost a round. I've lost a point before when I fought Blue. I just keep going. Like,
I think Tay is probably going to be one of these standout rookie girls. Tay, to me, Tay is coming off the way that Dee or Sydney was supposed to be coming off. Even though
I think so.
Sydney has a much more a bigger footprint so far, she is just killing it. It is great to see, super entertaining. I would love to see her try to get a little bit more power and a little bit more authority in the game, but she had this elimination in the palm of her hand. Like you said, she was super confident. She had the will to win, and it was just absolutely a blast to watch.
No, 100%. I mean, she gets it done, and she is. I like that talk of like what Dee and Sydney were supposed to be because I agree. They kind of get looked at like we get these women from Survivor, and your instinct should just be, well, they're going to dominate. I mean, we had that on USA 1 and 2, where Survivor women dominated. We had that world champions. We have Michaela now dominating. Like Survivor women do well on this show. They really do. And so you'd think it would translate, but yeah, I kind of agree when they were talking, CT was talking about D, and it's like, she's not really all
Yeah.
that. And so I will
Well, you know what?
say,
Wasn't Dee, the Dee that got canceled? Was she from Survivor? Or was she from a different show?
oh no, she's from Australia. What was she?
Yeah, wasn't like
Dude,
Australian Survivor or something?
I couldn't even tell you what she was from. That is wild. I honestly couldn't tell you. Okay, I can find
I,
her here.
I,
Hold on. Boom. Geordie Shore. Geordie Shore 17.
Wait, isn't
You know
that
how I
in
know
the
that?
UK? How do you know that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a British television based on Newcastle upon Tyne. Yeah. So
We got to get
I
out of the
think
US more.
I think it's what Kyle came from.
Yeah.
Is it? Is what
Yep.
Kyle? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
Jody Shore.
Kyle's from Geordie Shore 8. So,
Yeah, if you didn't know how old he was.
but
I,
yeah.
so yeah, definitely another great elimination. Tay gets to win easily. Izzy's going home. But before we get out of here, TJ announces after the selection that the point totals they've been earning all season is going to determine who their permanent partners are for the remainder of the season. How'd you like that twist?
So I did and I didn't. I like it because obviously you've been earning it the whole way. Now, obviously somebody like John A just goes, what the hell? Like I missed four of these. But here's the thing. If she would have gotten first place in all 3 she's been in, she'd be 6th on the board right now overall at 24 points. So it is kind of unfair, but you know, she has 1 point. Theo's only got 6 points. And Theo got 3rd place in the first daily. That's it. I mean, Derek K has only got 6 points. Leroy's got 9. Jake's got 9. D's got 11. So you have probably 2 more dailies left. Probably 3. I bet there's 3 more dailies before we switch because we have a hangnail. And then they're probably going to get down to take away 1 more team. And then we'll get to 9 teams or 10. And then we'll go.
So you don't think it's going to be like directly like after the next daily? I mean, after the next elimination?
No, because he's saying like, I told you it's going to come close. Like, so I think we're going to have 3 more dailies.
That makes sense. It gives everybody a quick little extra boost, and it creates tension in the house, and it creates a really interesting dynamic of people are going to start trying to see who can we click up with, because I'm pretty sure people are going to be like, yeah, you know, I freaking hate you, but I want you on my team. If I was somebody like Leo, the first person who I'm going for on my team is probably like an Olivia.
Well, you see him pick Olivia. And in my head, I go, that's smart because it's a guy day. If Olivia wants to get rid of you, but granted, she won't be a hangnail. So I don't know. She'd have to vote, but she's not going to vote for herself because you got to vote for somebody else. So it at least at minimum takes away a vote from him. But also Olivia's number 3 in points. She's been performing really well. So Overall, though, there's a big gap. And if I'm somebody at the very bottom, I'm going to be worried because right now it looks like you're going to be paired up with somebody you probably don't want to be paired up with. And actually, really, it's just the men that are at the bottom.
Right? And some of the men at the bottom are really, really surprising. Theo not being up there, Derek K, we just, people who I think routinely we would expect a lot more for. So very interesting to see how this shakes up, because if with no more points being added after that, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe you do take on a beast who just hasn't been getting a whole bunch of points because they're going to help you out in the long run. But I really got to see how that plays out. Really interesting. I don't think Tay or Izzy was more at the top of the power ranking, even though Tay that does now have two elimination wins. What does your top five look like now?
Tay is just outside. I mean, I would like to just say like, oh, it's only this episode where my rankings are, but it is a continuation. That's how we have variant, and it keeps moving.
Why you didn't tell me the whole time doing this video? My clothes steamer is right there.
I thought it was there for purpose. I thought you were trying to show people like, yo, I don't got wrinkles when I go out.
Well, I was trying to get the wrinkles out of my new blackout curtains, and it's just sitting there. Nice.
Just hanging out. Now you got to put a random prop behind you in every episode.
Right? God.
Yeah, Tay just misses out. And there's a lot of people that I would love to kind of put forward and everything. So, but the 4 of the top 5 stay the same. I'm going to tell you from last week. Cedric creeps up to number 5. He's performed really well. Everybody wanted to put in John A at first, and he kind of found a way to deflect a little bit. Even though if he didn't do a lot, he still kind of got that out of the way. He's also sitting at 4th in overall points at 26. He's only had 1 daily where he didn't place top 8. So he's doing really well.
Also, everybody likes him.
Everybody likes him.
Nobody's rushing. He's goofy. He's funny. He's lighthearted. I'm pretty sure in a crazy challenge house, people appreciate that. So that counts too. So good for him. And I wasn't really sure because my first scene, I was just like, either I'm gonna like this guy or I'm gonna hate his freaking guts. I was on the fence for the first couple, but he just seems like a really nice, he reminds me of kind of like a Kohutta or Isaac.
Yeah, just like he's just a good dude, just there to hang out, have fun.
A good personality.
Staying at number 4 is Sydney. She gained a point this week, finishing in 8th place. Yep, same. But however, somebody she wanted to go home went home. She voted them in, got the votes on her. She went home. That only helps her numbers. And it's crazy.
The game.
In that vote, she pretty much said, I cannot vote for this vet girl. And so I got to vote for you. And nobody batted an eye. Like, she's like, Dee's my girl. I can't vote for you because you're a vet. I can't vote. But I'll vote for you.
She's a lot more undercover than what she comes off as. Because even if they do start targeting the Janes, they're going to go after D first.
Yeah, they're going to go after D first. For some reason,
her footprint's bigger. That's wild.
Connection to bananas. It's simple as that. And then moving up to number 3 with 28 points, we have Olivia. Now, Olivia moving up. She actually fell from number 1 last week. Here's the thing. While she's in a good spot, and obviously she's a big threat, and she does well. I mean, we have all but 2 dailies she's performed well in, and she's placed, or all but 3, because I guess she got an elimination win. She still has 28 points, but she did lose her number 1 female, ally. Well, number 2, I don't know. After Anissa, but she still lost
on the rookie side.
She lost the number. She lost somebody that always would vote in her direction. And without that hurts your numbers. Hurting numbers is a big thing.
It also speaks to her leadership a little bit because 1, why did you not see this coming? And 2, why wasn't you able to pivot within the vote?
That's true. No, it's true. And number 2 is Leo. He moves up a spot. 2 dailies in a row winning. He wanted Izzy to kind of go too. I think it kind of led in that same direction.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to get his hands dirty to do it either. He just got to win a daily and you're fine. And he's performing well. I'm going to say, though, the next male elimination, I'm going to say he's going to be a big target right now. And people are going to go, oh, we got Will, and maybe we can get Leo in there. Will might eat up Leo, or Leo takes out Will. And then number 1 is Michaela. I cannot not put her in there by placing as well as she does every single daily. Every time she's got a new partner, she's performing well. Her name is never getting brought up. We talked about a couple episodes ago. You were like, she's going to put a target on her back by speaking out like that. and nothing.
You know what? I think she has done more damage to herself now after the season than what I've seen so far that she's done
Really?
in season. Yeah.
Really?
I mean, oh yeah, because people are now seeing the stuff she's saying in the confessionals and they're reacting to that. But, that's not the vibe you're getting while she's in the house. So good for her.
Yeah, people forget that stuff. Once you get into a game and you're on a team and dailies happen and here's the thing. If you want to take her out, you're going to have to beat her. I mean, she places well in all dailies. She's going to keep earning points. The points people will probably be targets because if you're a Nany with 12 points, well, how do I catch Michaela? I send her out and then her points are gone and I move up a spot, so.
I can't wait to start seeing that. We got to start peeling. Well, I don't know if they're still going to keep the points going forward, but yeah, that would definitely be a strategy.
I will say right now, though, with her being at the top of the board of all men and women, not even by a little bit, she could get last place in the next daily, and she will still be in first place in points. Still. Because Will can't compete next daily. So he's officially going to not place top 8, and she's 8 points ahead of him. She's 8 points ahead of second place.
Yeah, that's another downfall of being a hang down. Your inability to earn any points.
No points earned. And now we can kind of talk a little bit about this. We see in the preview, there's a little climbing challenge. And Turbo does say, CT, now you can climb. So we got that to discuss next week. It's going to be interesting. So,
and a lot of people responded and, about, how we discussed, CT's climate, and a lot of people just like, yeah, it's PTSD, duh. You gotta have more compassion, da, da, da. And I said it. I said, I think he threw it. I think it's a little bit of both. I think he can be scared, but also
I think it was one of those that if I don't perform, it doesn't hurt me. Exactly. So it's okay. But because the next one's a guy's day. But here's the thing, though. Lekka was talking on podcasts and did her media tour, and she goes, "How did Izzy and Leroy not get last? They didn't even finish it. We finished it. He just didn't climb a rope, but they didn't even finish it."
I agree with you.
I was like, yeah, Lekka kind of got screwed over and should have still been here. And Izzy probably would have went home last week to Olivia, 100%.
Yes.
If Lekka goes home to that, Izzy goes home. And then who even knows what happens this week?
And that's another thing. When Olivia beat Lekka, if I had to think who would hold up the most when it comes to cardio and stuff, just from looking and a sports background, so I was super surprised to see her not be able to compete at the level that I thought she would be able to compete at. So, and that just speaks to how tough that Olivia is. The vet girlies are 100% right to be like, she can't see the final.
Yeah,
she can't see the final.
But you know what though? There's something about Olivia that just seems like no matter what you do, she's gonna make it far.
She seems super driven this season. Like, not to talk about, my glory days in high school, but we had a football team. The football team was never that great, but we had an amazing running back. Our running back was as good as you could have ever hoped. And we got together before the season and we just said, listen, we're taking it the whole way. Nothing is getting in our way. We're going to cry. And we all bought in. And I think we only lost one game that season and won the championship. And so sometimes just that belief and just that drive, that championship drive, I think we're really seeing that from Olivia. If you would have asked me at the beginning of this season, who's your top 3 favorites to win the season, Olivia was not on it. I feel very differently about that now.
I mean, Olivia placed 4th place on her first challenge. She placed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. She was the last lady eliminated. So 4th place, 5th place, 7th place. And now here she is. Like, she makes it to the teens for episodes. Always. And I was thinking about it too the other day. I was like, I wonder, because we were talking about like her conditioning when I watched this episode. And I was like, oh yeah, she does have good conditioning. I was like, I wonder if they would have won Ride or Dies had that not happened. Like, would they have pushed and won maybe, So it's like,
I mean, because the way they were doing. Also, I feel like for the girls, I mean, if I had to pick, I'm thinking Olivia, Aviv, or Ashley, and I would even give Nany, kind of on the outside tier of that. But for the men, no idea.
New threats. It's like new threats for the men.
I think Jeremy in the final is going to be a super big problem.
Just depends on if there's food. Like, if there's like an eating component, that's an equalizer for everybody. And like, if there's puzzles, And if there's this and that, like maybe he's good, but is he good for 2 days? Is he good for 3 days? Is he good for X amount of miles, you know?
Mhm.
Um,
Like for
I'll tell
me,
you right now, the only way somebody like Theo or Leroy um win this whole thing, or like Derek K win, or CT, is if those four are against each other in the final, in my opinion.
100%. Surprisingly, I don't see Theo making this final. I don't know.
No.
I just don't see it. If I had to pick a top three, it would probably be CT, Turbo, and Jeremy. And I think if Jeremy goes into that final, I think Turbo and CT are the only ones who can give him really that much trouble, and that's because of their experience of running really tough
Yeah.
ones of these and doing these. And unfortunately, I would have to actually probably give it to Turbo a little bit because I think CT is a little round this season.
And you know what though? I have heard that he is in much better shape right now.
He does that.
Much better shape.
It's like Triple H on steroids. Like, some years you're like, oh yeah, here he's on. And some years you're like, okay, he's off. And you can tell. And CT kind of has that ability to bounce back, round the shape, round the shape, round the shape. And you know what? He can win in either one. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys all for listening. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at LWC Podcast. Follow us on Facebook and TikTok at Love Word Challenges. Make sure you listen to Love Word Challenges podcast on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app. Once again, I am MTV Malik. He is Tyler Louder. This is Love War Challenges. Peace.
Bye.